Welcome to the studio. This is Colleen Tauke and I'm a sewing specialist here at Fons and Porter. I'm going to show you today blocks that go into the quilt called cutting corners. You see this fabulous quilt behind me? It is wonderful. If you'd like to purchase this pattern, please visit our website. I can see this quilt interpreted in a lot of different prints, but this one is really dramatic. We're using bright colored 2.5-inch pre-cut strips. We're pairing it with a bright white and a gray and black polka dot. And I think that polka dot is what really makes it. So let's get started. We're going to be taking those 2.5-inch pre-cut strips and we're going to be putting together strip sets. And you can see in the quilt, you'll see 16 patches that float throughout the quilt and then some smaller 4 patches. So strip sets are the name of the game. So we're going to be joining up, pairing up 2 fabrics, just 2 at a time into strip sets. From those strip sets, then we are going to cut 2.5-inch units. And I've got a couple already prepared here. I'll layer those up and we'll cut a few. And I'll show you how we can get into the construction really fast. Instead of making large strip sets, we're making the smaller ones with just 2 strips. And we're going to use them in a couple of different applications, a couple different ways. So that instead of having to start and stop and use a different method, we can use the same pieces and keep sewing. So we're cutting 2.5-inch strips from those strip sets. Just need a few here so that I can show you what we're going to work on. And scraps out of the way. And once you create all of these, you're going to have a pile of little units like this. We're going to pair up 2 of them together to make a 4-patch. Now, you can arrange those. The nice part is you're going to have a lot of different color combinations because you can see all the colors that were in that pack so that you can come in and make 4 patches like this. And once you get done making all of your 4 patches, remember to follow the instructions for the number of 4 patches because you're going to make a lot of them. The 4 patches, some of them are going to be held back, and you can see in the quilt there are 4 patches that float in there. Others are going to be brought together into groups. You're going to pair up, bring 2 here, and then 2 more and make a 16 patch. And it's a simple sewing. You're just joining 4 patches together like this, seaming here, doing that twice, and then you'd have 2 rectangles like this, join those together, and you'll have your 16 patch. 4 by 4 is 16 little squares. It beats actually having to cut for it. It's all the tiny little squares and then join those together. So we're going to be using 4 patches, 16 patches, and then we have one other thing. We need something where the black and white come together. And there are actually 3 different units that we need to create. So we're going to be starting with a rectangle of white and squares of the black and gray polka dot. And I want to show you the 3 different things that we're going to be creating. We need to make 10 of these. They're flying geese units. We need to make 20 of this style unit and 20 of this style unit. Now some people will say, well, those are the same units, but they're not, because no matter how I twist and turn this block, these are mirror image but not identical to each other. So the mirror image is what we need to create. And those are all created with similar technique. It's just about placement of the square. So what we're going to be doing is taking a ruler and your favorite marking tool or a pencil. And we're going to mark a diagonal line on the back side of each of the polka dot squares. And I'm going to make this a little heavier so that maybe you can pick this up, but you would make a light line and it's not picking up at all. So let me see if I can get it dark here so that you can see where I'm marking. Lead doesn't want to work too good on here. So let's try ink. It wouldn't be what you would use, but for my purposes, for you to see where I'm sewing, I need to have you see the line. So from corner to corner, diagonal is going to be your stitching. You're going to go down through all of these squares and mark the same exact diagonal seam line across those blocks. It's all about the position from here out. We're going to be able to make the flying geese units by taking this block here, placing it on the corner, stitching corner to corner, pressing it outward, taking another block, putting it on, stitching corner to corner. You'll mark those also, and pressing it, and you'll have flying geese units. Now remember to go back underneath and trim away that excess fabric, because you only need to have one layer there. You don't need it to be double. You need 10 of those. Now, the other way we can create are these two blocks that we need to have, and the diagonal seams are parallel to each other. So thinking parallel, put right sides together, stitch corner to corner. You'll back this one out, open and press there, and the diagonal seam here has to be parallel to this, so you're going to stitch from corner to the inside here, and you'll get that unit, 20 of those. And then in order to get the last one, the position is here and here. Again, parallel lines, 20 of those. Now you'll have all of the units that you need to create cutting corners. The trick here is to follow the diagrams. Our graphic designers come up with really great diagrams so that you can know where to place everything. And if you really look at it closely, you'll notice there's a 16 patch dead center, kind of a barn raising kind of design. So you see that square on point or diamond shape throughout the quilt. So as you're laying yours out, make sure you're looking for those lines that are strong that come in where the black makes kind of a box around. If you'd like to see more of our Quilting Quickly tutorials, please visit our website. Thanks for joining me today.